Hello everyone, welcome back to RCH Builders. So today, hopefully, we will get the rest of the rafters up, both end walls on, and then we'll see if we get around to putting down OSB on the sides and the roof or not. I'll probably try and do the roof first if I can get to OSB. The reason being is so that then I can put down the synthetic tar paper and have it sealed off. But first thing gonna have to do to finish doing the rafters, what I might do is I might go ahead and put on a couple more, but either way I'm gonna have to cut this roof back to get it out of the way to do the last one that's on here, and then of course there's the one that overhangs, and I'll decide then what I'm planning on doing with that. I might have to cut the gutter back a little bit more. Well, I'm gonna have to for the OSB anyways, but well, I'm gonna take the shingles off and try and save the shingles. There is definitely a mess down here. I'm sure you've seen that, but where I'm trying to hurry up and get this done before it, with the rain and by myself, I've kind of been being a little bit of a mess. I do know that, but I'm gonna try and clean this up. I'm gonna try and use some of this. I should be able to use some of this on the walls and stuff. And the siding we're saving as well, but I'm either going to clean this stuff up tonight, just depending on time frame, or I'm going to clean it up tomorrow. Either way, I'll definitely get it cleaned up before the weekend. And more important is to get this whole thing in the dry. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do have the rafters. I've got the pattern rafter, and I got one more rafter down here that was cut. I didn't realize I had left one down here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in some 2x4s to hold the fly rafter on. I'm going to go ahead and cut that into the one, and then I'm going to cut two more rafters, and one of those I want to cut those 2x4 fly rafter supports into it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those real quick, and then we'll get started. Alright, so that's that side of the roof and that end wall framed up. This is a 212 pitch, which is roughly about 6.5 degrees is what I cut the tops of those at. Of course, the bottom's straight, it's just on the floor. That first post, the little post I did, where basically I just nailed that other one behind here. It was so that I could skirt it back through there to add support back behind this, because there's none there anymore. I don't really need anything on this side because there's a stud right here, which is plenty close enough for sheetrock support or whatever, Durock, depending on if it goes with tile or whatever. So that'll be perfectly fine. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back this OSB. I think it where I tore off yesterday was just enough to get this one in. I need to get at least one more rafter in before I can cut an 8-foot sheet down and put it up top. So I'm probably going to do that, and then I'll go ahead and put some OSB up there, and then I'll continue with the tear off of this. Alright, so I went ahead and tore that off and put that other rafter in. So now I'm good to go with the OSB. The sun was over there in that corner at the time, and with the direction it's coming from, the umbrella wasn't going to work either, so I just did it real quick off camera. But I'm about to I'm going to put the OSB up through here and then on the top. Alright, there we go. We got that side there and this first side over here, creating some shade at least, so that should be able to definitely get some nice cooler area over here. At least set the camera up to be able to do that section. One of the biggest things with doing these little bitty things like this, even though they may be small, they are not necessarily easy, because of all of the just everything's small. There's no room. So I don't know if it was visible on camera or not, but when I was trying to get that one of those pieces up here, I knocked the camera over and it fell all the way down to the bottom, and then I had to carry it back up. About to start tearing off this roof here. Not sure how visible it'll be at first, because I'm going to get on top and remove the shingles back enough out of the way first. So you may not be able to see much. We'll see at first. Alright, hopefully that's the last of the tear off. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put, real quick, I'm going to put the OSB on this wall, starting from the bottom up, to double check and make sure this wall is square. It should be, but it will help make sure it's squared up, and if not, then I'll know if I need to adjust something over here. Alright, there we go. That went up easily. Well, as easily as one person can do it. It was all nice and square when I put the plywood on. No issues there. I guess, as my father says to me a lot, you worry too much. So I guess next I'm gonna go ahead and move back up top, put on the next 2 rafters and probably the fly rafter. I'll decide after I get those 2 on, and then build that last wall. Alright, so that's at least a good bit today anyway. Calling it a day now. It has been long, hot again. I think it was supposed to be cooler than the last couple days. It was only supposed to be like 93 instead of 98, 99. So anyways, but we've got all the OSB on this wall and the one behind me. We've got the roof basically all up and sheathed as well. Basically, pretty much all we've got left to be in the dry is to put tar paper on the roof, build this wall here, sheathe this wall, the one below it, and the one behind me on the bottom. I believe that's it. Oh, and of course putting house wrap on all the walls afterward. House wrap is quick and easy, especially on a small thing like this. That shouldn't be a big deal. But that should be all that we've got left to do on here. I might, of course, I'm going to definitely get it in the dry tomorrow. I'm probably going to try to bring the shingle, what I need to do the shingling, and possibly go ahead and shingle the roof as well while up there. Not 100% sure. It's just going to depend on time frame. I'll probably bring the stuff. I just don't know for sure I'll do it. Because once the tar paper's on there, it's in the dry, and that's what counts as far as that goes. We will be doing some more stuff on the inside and on the up top and on the bottom, a few things. But for being in the dry, this will be it. And then I believe I have to go do another project next week, and then we'll be coming back to this one. So unless it's raining next week, and then that other project I can't do, and then I'll be able to be out here. But as far as this video goes, this is going to be it, and hope you've enjoyed watching it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you the next time.